Good morning, dear students in grade 6. Today we are going to start lesson 4 in concept 1.2. Talks mainly about the digestive system. We know that each cell inside our body needs a nutrients to do its function. And to do its function, it needs to take its nutrients from the digestive system. So the digestive system here is the system that is responsible for digestion process or changing the complex food into the simpler one. And we eat different types of food such as proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins and minerals. So we need to break down the complex food into the simpler substances so the digestive system started to digest the food and turns it into nutrients or needed energy and reaches it to each needed cell. Let's start. The digestion process begins inside our mouth when our the jaw muscles started to cut the food into small pieces, then grind it by the help of the molars. And here the function of the saliva appears by the help of the endocrine system that softens the food to more breaking down of it. After that, the esophagus pushes the food down to the stomach, and then the stomach here, after reaching the food to it, started to secrete enzymes, or we can say digestive acids, to more breaking down of food. So I can say that the digestion process begins in the mouth, completing in the stomach, and ends in the small intestine. Again, after delivering the food into the stomach and secreting digestive enzymes and acid to more breaking down of food, here the role of the gallbladder and pancreas appear, and they can secrete also enzymes to more breaking down of food. Then the digested food here started to be transported to the small intestine. And the small intestine here started to absorb the nutrients from the digested food, and because it has walls surround it from outside, it can transport the nutrients or the digested food to all the body cells through the blood vessels. So if I ask you, give reason why the small intestine here has walls surround it from outside to transport the digested food or the nutrients after its absorption to all the body cells through the blood vessels. Then the undigested food started to move into the large intestine, as we see in the picture, and it has another name here, the large intestine, which is colon, and the undigested food has another name, which is a soapy mixture. And at this moment, focus with me please, at this moment in the large intestine started to absorb most of water from the undigested food, and the undigested food here becomes solid, and at this moment has a name which is feces or stool. Then the feces or stool started to move from the large intestine to the rectum, and the rectum here is a muscle that stores the undigested food, which is feces or stool, and then leave the body through a muscular opening, which is the anus. So the digestive system starting from the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. The digestion process begins inside the mouth, then the stomach ends in the small intestine, but in the large intestine, rectum and anus, this is the passage for the undigested food until it leaves the body. The last part in this lesson talks about transporting nutrients. Some nutrients can be absorbed again and return back to our body, and others still can be stored in the body, such as I can say in a form of sugar and fats. So the liver here and the muscles can store the sugar, or actually glucose sugar, and change it into glycogen that's stored in the liver. And when the body faces a dangerous situation, the liver and the muscles here started to convert the glycogen again into glucose sugar to help the body to get its needed energy to face the dangerous situation. So today we talked about what in this lesson: the meaning of the digestion process, the role of the digestive system, the structures of it, the function for each organ, and finally ending with the transporting nutrients, and how can the body store the nutrients in a form of sugar or fat. Let's answer some questions in the booklet about the digestive system. Let's see. Reaching to the digestive system. This is the questions for the digestion process. Number 1, give reason why saliva plays an important role in the digestion of food, because it's secreted by the endocrine system to soften the food and swallow it very easily, or I can say to be more broken down. Number 2, walls of a small intestine contain blood vessels to deliver or transport the digested food, or I can say nutrients, to all the body parts through the blood vessels. So today we talked about lesson 4, the digestive system, the digestion process, the function of it, the structure, and the function for each organ, and ending with transporting nutrients. Then we answered some questions in the booklet about this part. Just study well the lesson. Wish you a happy day and understood well for the lesson, and bye bye.